Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Mug&Play. I am Nick. We're not playing a game today. We're having a vlog. That's right. Vlog. I got Seymour with me. Handsome as ever. A few years ago, I did a video about 20 things about me. Maybe you've seen it. If you want to see it, you should go watch. I'll put a link in the description. Sorry about the audio levels. I've grown as an editor since then. And I told some interesting things about myself. Since that time, some of those things have changed and evolved. New developments have been made. Just because some things were about my health, turns out there are other things. We'll get into that. And then we got a cool thing at the end. So last time it was 20 things about me. This time, 23 things about me. Why? Why 23? Of me? I mean, you probably already know based on the thumbnail, but who cares? We're getting into it. First thing. So in the last video, I said that my least favorite place in the world is Logan's Roadhouse. It is a steakhouse in the Midwest. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but I hate them. They suck. They're awful and terrible. As a result of that, and by virtue of dating Veronica, I'm pretty much vegan at this point. Like 90%. I'll still have a burger or some chicky tenders every now and then, but like, I'm on board with all the plant-based stuff. It's all good. It's not just grass clippings anymore, folks. It's the real deal. Impossible Burger, Beyond Meat, Beyond Sausage is good. It's less greasy. And, you know, animals don't get hurt. And that's a good thing. Isn't that right, Seymour? Well said. So I noticed on the last 20-something things about me video, I said all these things I hated. I said TV shows I hated. I said restaurants I hated. I'm pretty sure I said a few things about myself that I don't even like. So I'm going to flip the script. This is going to be a bunch of things that I love or like or I'm passionate about, which is probably the thing you want to hear about considering some of you folks are new, didn't know me back then. So a show that I love, in addition to like The Simpsons and Jeopardy, Great British Baking Show. I love it. Noel Fielding, I love you. As more than just old Greg, you are delightful and a fashion icon. So let's be friends. Harkening back to the previous video again, I said that Seattle was my favorite city. No disrespect to Seattle, but I'm sorry, you're not the #1 spot anymore, as evidenced by when I picked up everything and moved across the country to not Seattle, to actually Portland, 3 hours on a good day south of Seattle. But when travel restrictions are lifted, you better believe I'm going to be visiting Seattle, hanging out with Seattle folks, saying hi to people, and just having a good old time. But for now, Portland, you hold my heart, and I love you. Stay weird. Here's something that wasn't in the previous video. Last year, I saw a puppet do stand-up comedy. And you may be thinking, what in the hell are you talking about? And I'm talking about Randy Feltface. He's an Australian comedian and puppet and delight, and he's fucking hysterical. I highly recommend it. You can find his special. I recommend Randy Writes a Novel. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's so great. Anything you can find by him, check it out. You won't be disappointed. As evidenced by anyone who's seen any vlog I've put out infrequently on this channel, I have traveled across the country multiple times by car, by van, by on the ground. Some parts of it are wonderful. Some parts of it make you wish you were dead. Some parts of it make you wonder if the desert can be haunted. And yes, it can. I've done it multiple times. I have some cities I love based on my travels. I have some cities I not so love based on my travels. But wherever you're from, you're beautiful. And I love you. So, last time I said, oh, I'm having some health problems, and I think I'm anemic. I don't know why I'm making myself sound like Marlon Brando. Gonna give him a hemoglobin count, he kind of refused. Terrible. Awful. But no, I did not have anemia. I mean, I did, but it was something much deeper. It was actually a tumor, a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. Super rare type of tumor. Thankfully, even though it was rare, does not spread, usually stays put. They're able to go in there and be like, hey, your health is fluctuating up and down because this thing's eating all the resources in your body. You need to have it yanked out. You need to evict this thing. So I got a blood test one day to check my levels, and I was having a good day after that, and then I got a call from my doctor, and when the doctor says hello, but they say it in a way that sounds like go to the hospital immediately, you listen. They yanked it out. Haven't had any health issues since, and I have cool scars to prove it. Want to see? Here, skip ahead to this time if you don't want to see my scars. But incoming scars, here we go. So this is where they yanked it out, and then some of these other holes were from instruments so they could see inside. But yeah, this is the exit. This is where I'm gonna put the gift shop. Exit through the gift shop. They didn't even let me keep it, which is bullshit because I made it myself, even if I didn't mean to. I'm actually on the fence. I was on the fence about including this one on the list because I know how I am. But let's see. Maybe I'll actually stick to it this time because I have a cool idea. I have a cool idea for a new comic series that I'm developing. I have the bones of this story pretty much constructed. All I need now is a setting and characters and a story and readers. That's all I can say without spoiling anything. And the reason I don't want to get too much into it, aside from like saying my ideas and somebody else making them first, is I know that when I get excited about an idea, I tell somebody and then they're like, yeah, cool. And that gives my brain the same psychological satisfaction as actually doing the thing, thus disincentivizing me to do the thing. It's a thing. So that's all I can say, because I want to keep the idea in here and get it out on paper before I can get it to your eyes. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll like the characters. That's what I'm most excited about, is the character design right now. But I wanted to get a story out before I could do that. But now it's the fun part, designing characters. So maybe you should pop into some art streams. Maybe you'll maybe you'll have to stop by and see. Follow me on there. It's free. The other thing, I've been playing bass for 20 years. That thing right there? I got that 20 years ago. I got this when I was 16. I got it for Christmas 2001, so technically 19 years and some change, but I've been playing it in the store. Yeah, it's not a prop. I was in punk bands growing up, and it was a lot of fun. It was just hard to find dedicated musicians that didn't want to just be like, I want to play in bars for the rest of my life so I get free beer. And I was like, but considering no one can tour right now, guess it's not the worst fate. That thing has been in my possession longer than the lifespan of the average TikTok user. By the way, somebody I know has a TikTok. It's me. So I forgot something on my list, and it serves me right for forgetting, because now I have to admit this one at work. And of all the ones to admit, I have to admit this one at my day job. Thankfully, hopefully, no one can hear me, because here it is. I actually like TikTok. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I think you Gen Z kids, you're smart, you're funny, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna save this world. This one's just more silly and more of a recent development. But I have one of those glowing rock lamps, and I put a little hat on it, named it Senior Serotonin. And now anytime I look at it and I illuminate it, I just see it glowing around the hat, and it makes me giggle and instantly makes me smile. And it does what one of those like seasonal affective disorder rock salt lamps are supposed to do. Here's some video of it. Isn't that great? Senior Serotonin. He loves you. I was trying to think of a way to pad this list without actually having it, be padding and just be like, my favorite thing is this, my favorite thing is that. But I want to give you a few favorites. This one, probably pretty obvious. My favorite celebrity, as you have seen from some of the shirts I have worn in various videos and streams, Bob Ross. I love him. He's wonderful. He's the reason I have paintings like this. That's not a Bob Ross, but it looks like one. People would be like, oh, you got that. Do you like Bob Ross? I'm like, yes, I do. I love him. He's a delight. My other favorite that I'll get into, my favorite band, again, you probably know this, Ninja Sex Party. Dan Avedon, Brian Wecht, I love you. You're the best. You're my favorite musicians. I sing stuff in the car. I was in the top 1% of listeners on Spotify for 2020. That was a pretty big flex that only I cared about, but maybe you do too. So thank you, NSP, for the wonderful music. By the way, the track The Wishing Bear, I listened to that when I was driving and I almost crashed my car because it was so goddamn funny. So thanks for that. Before the YouTube channel, before Let's Plays were even a thing, back in high school and college, I was in some TV productions and video editing classes. So I got some few little tastes of the power of video and what it can do when I was younger, and I didn't really touch on it till much later, when one day I was bored and I watched Barry's editing tutorial on the Grump Out channel. And I was like, this all makes sense. I remember this. It was like seeing the Matrix code. It was great. And that's why this channel exists. It's pure dumb luck. The good kind of dumb luck. Speaking of things that I touched on and then didn't touch on again for a while and then pick back up. My first stream, a lot of people think was in like 2017, 2018, you know, in the early days of the Mug&Play channel, but it wasn't. It's 2009. And you maybe think, oh, what streaming platforms were even around back then? Besides like livestream.com, which is kind of where we have the generalized term now, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. But no, I broadcasted on this little website called justin.tv. Maybe you've heard of them. They've been rebranded since then to something. I don't know. It starts with a T, I think. Here's their logo. And I had one person, I don't talk to this person anymore, who on my first few streams came in and was like, dude, your quality of like what you're doing is not very entertaining, nor is it good quality stream. Streaming at college off a laptop, the best I could do with was 360p, and this was 2009. So for clarity, he was like, it's not great quality, it's not very entertaining, it's practically giving me a headache to look at. You should find a better use of your time. And unsurprisingly, I heard that and I took that personally. And I did not stream again for a long time. Because who knows where I could have been had I been on that website from the get-go and just grew as that website grew. Who knows where I'd fucking be right now. Don't listen to people that are haters, because fuck them. Again, I don't talk to that guy. Fuck you. You know who you are. You're not watching this, but who cares? All right, that's the only. I'm gonna try and limit the amount of salt that I have in this post. Light sodium in this vlog. Here's another thing I love. I love city pop. Look it up on YouTube. You probably know what it is if you heard it. It's like the soundtrack to that vacation you never took to Japan in the 1980s because you probably didn't exist or you were busy or both. It's great because it's an entire genre of songs that I know instantly, but aside from like two, I don't know any of the names or any of the titles of the songs or the artists or anything except for Maria Takeuchi's Plastic Love, which is like the quintessential city pop song, and as I like to refer to it, the world's saddest banger, because it is a sad song, but my god, it is such a good song. So check it out. You'll love it. I was recently diagnosed with adult ADHD, and it's like I had it as a kid, and I never stopped having it. But since the diagnosis, a lot more things make sense, like memory loss, being scatterbrained, and starting 5 projects, getting each one 20% done, but getting none of them 100% done. And I talked to my doctor. I got a medication for it, and things are a lot better. So if you're feeling away and you're like, this ain't cool, this ain't fun, talk to your doctor or someone you can trust. Here's a bit more of a fun one. I forget what I put on this list, so when I see it, it actually does make me genuinely laugh. I crashed a go-kart when I was a child. Growing up, there was an arcade that had like a go-kart racetrack attached to it. They're probably not in business anymore. Malibu Grand Prix. And I don't know if it's still around. If it's still around, great. But my brother and I were like 8 or 9 years old, and as long as you had like parental supervision, you could drive around the small carts. So we drove around, and me being a big Mario Kart fan, I thought, my brother was ahead of me around one of the laps, and I saw a curve, and I thought, I'm gonna take a shortcut. So I cut across the grass, not taking into account that I knew nothing about physics then. I know nothing about physics now. Probably won't learn much more, because I thought it was like Mario Kart where I could just cut across the grass, get ahead of him and keep going. Didn't keep in mind different surfaces have different tractions for tires. I went down. I also didn't factor in the ditch that was there. I went down, went up over the track, got airborne. If only someone were filming, I would have done a freeze frame Dukes of Hazzard style thing and crashed the go-kart. It goes flying, because I've at this point lost control. Thankfully I didn't hit my brother. I've lost control, go into a chain link fence. The guy running the track thing, supervising, and my dad, who was not very happy with me, had to pull the car out, make sure I was okay. As soon as my dad realized I was okay, he's never hit me, but it was one of those times where I had a helmet on and he just thunked the back of the helmet like, don't do that again, dingus. We laughed it off because there was no damage. Thankfully, I've taken driver's ed since then. In the last, 27 years. Here's a fun one, and I'm not sure. I don't think this is illegal. So if it is, then this is entirely a joke and satire, and you can skip this step. But I tried to mentally condition the people at my day job very subtly, not in a way that hurts anyone or is manipulative in any way. It was actually a thing to try to get people to smile more. Every payday, I would wear one specific shirt. You've probably seen it in a few videos. That's the pineapple shirt. And it's great. I love it. It's too cold to wear it now because it's winter. But I was trying to wear it exclusively on paydays because people would always compliment it. They're like, I love your pineapple shirt. And I'm like, yeah. And I would say the phrase, pineapple payday. And people were like, yeah, pineapple payday. All right. And people would be happy. And I wanted to see if I could encapsulate that in a way where it was like a button I could press by wearing a shirt. But no one caught on. It was kind of unfortunate because I was hoping that as soon as people would see the shirt, they would be in a better mood. So my hope was to spread joy. I don't know if it worked, but it makes me smile when I wear it, and that's all that counts. I feel like everyone has like an absolute all-time favorite teacher and a least favorite teacher. Mine were back to back because my first grade teacher, I don't know if I can say her name, let's call her Mrs. G, an earth angel. If I ever met one, this woman made me love reading. She made sure to wheel in the TV every day at a specific time so we could all watch Reading Rainbow, get a love for books, get a love for LeVar Burton, get a love for literature in general. That has only come back to bite me in the ass once. She made me love reading. She made me care about reading, thankfully, because reading is kind of crucial to playing video games. And then my least favorite teacher was my second grade teacher, who did not care for children, told every parent, I have 30 other kids to care about. I can't focus on yours. I just teach everyone, and if they can't keep up, it's their own problem. Her words, overall, did not have the love for life that Mrs. G had. So fuck you, Mrs. I shouldn't say that. That's her real name. I don't know if it's because I've played a lot of Stardew Valley or if it's just because I'm getting older, but no matter what time I go to bed, will wake up right around 6 a.m., like on the dot, without an alarm. Whether I went to bed at 9 p.m., whether I went to bed at 2 a.m., I will wake up at least for a moment at 6 a.m. Maybe it's something biological. Hey, I appreciate it. It gives me an extra hour in the morning to edit, so thanks, body. Oh, and if you're wondering why I referenced Stardew Valley, it's because your character wakes up at 6 a.m. every day, no matter what they do. Folks in the service industry can relate to this one. This especially if you haven't been in the service industry for a while. Certain things just don't leave you, and you'll know what it is probably already. I still say corner. I still say behind. It's just the things you say as a server. And if you're a server and you don't say those things, go to jail because you're the reason that people spill things. I have a collection of flannel shirts, in addition to collecting coffee mugs, which you have no doubt seen in a bunch of different ones. In fact, I named the channel Mug and Play. But these shirts that you have seen in a bunch of different videos, I have like 8 of them. 3 different green ones, 2 different blue ones, a red one, and I think like a Christmassy one, which is kind of green and kind of red. So I have a bunch. I love them. I love every last one. God, they're comfortable, and they're quite fitting because they're my size. And last but not least, this last thing about me, we're finding out together. I got one of these 23andMe spit into a tube and mail it to a stranger kits, and then they tell you who the hell you are. That's the premise of it, right? Also, full disclosure, no, we're not getting the results of this in this episode. I just wanted to tell you up front so you don't get your hopes up at the end of the video. I've seen other video creators that are like, I got this thing, we're gonna figure it out together, and then at the very end of the video, they're like, oh, we have to mail it. I know I have to mail it. I just didn't want you to get your hopes up and think that was in this video. But if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to know when the results are in. By the way, since we got this kit, this video is sponsored by me, bitch. I paid for this thing. But 23andMe, if you want to sponsor me retroactively, and give out some coupon codes, I'm opening up and hi. It says hi. And it's so nice to just have someone just say it so plainly and like so genuine. Just hi. Everyone's like, how's it going? How's just hi. It's just so nice to get a genuine greeting. Thank you. Hi. I don't know. I sort of know what I'm doing. And hey, coupon codes. Hooray, DNA. I'm probably gonna give those to friends, or perhaps new relatives. I don't know. That's because here's the interesting thing: is I have always been told I'm 50% this, 50% that, Italian and Irish, which is fine. I don't doubt that at all. But I want to know the specifics because I know like almost nobody is dead set down the middle, half and half, non-dairy creamer. So we have a tube that we have to spit into, and then we have a little baggie to put it in. This is a stopper of some sort, and I think this one of them has like a chemical compound. Oh yeah, there's this little liquid chemical something or other that mixes with your spit, and that tells the scientists the secrets, how it works. Ooh la la! What do we have here? So we have the funnel lid, check. Funnel, check. Cap, check. Tube and fill line, which is on the tube. Ready, set, wait. Wait. Slow down. Talked about this. Before you begin, please review this important information. We collect your saliva. Wash with water if stabilizing liquid comes in contact with eyes or skin. Okay, do not ingest. If you ingest, consult a mortician. Okay, let's get started. Download the 23andMe app. I will do that in a minute. Step 2, no food or drink for 30 minutes. I'm glad I read that because at the start of this episode, I got a beer and I got an orange because I thought, hey, I'm going to be spitting into a tube. Going to have this, that, and the other. So don't eat, drink, chew gum, brush teeth, or smoke for 30 minutes before giving your saliva a sample. All right, so no food, no beverages, no oral hygiene, and no, spit into the funnel until the amount of liquid saliva, not bubbles, reaches the fill line shown here, and then we close it, and then the liquid inside will be released. So I have to come up with a bunch of spit. This may take a while, and I'm not going to show the part where I'm spitting into the tube because that's somebody's fetish, and I don't work for free. So if you want the unedited video, I'm not going to end that sentence. So here we go. I'm going to spin this tube. Hopefully this won't take long. That was like nothing. I have to like think about food in order to like get the saliva glands going. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna look up a video real quick of just food being prepared. I don't know if food porn is something you can search on YouTube. Oh, hey, it is. Satisfying savory food compilation. Okay, this is somebody's fetish, because I know there are people that like make food like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. I mean, it's great, but that does look pretty good. That looks good. Dip that in marinara sauce. Oh my god, this is actually working. That's amazing. Just by looking at delicious food, like it's actually making my mouth water. Oh yeah, sprinkle that cheese on the fries. Oh my god, curly fries covered in nacho cheese. Whew. Okay, no, for real. If only the neighbors knew what I was doing right now. Spitting in a tube for the entertainment of strangers. That should be enough. What do the instructions say now? Excuse me. Whew. If I spill and drop this thing, I am gonna not so much be mad so much as I am furious. I have to close the funnel lid. So this is gonna break this liquid into the inside, and that's gonna be the thing that tells us our results. So here we go. Oh shit! And if oh yeah, it went in there. All the bubbles went up. Oh man, that's nuts. I mean, it's not nuts. It's displacement is what it is. It's buoyancy. It's science, as Bill Nye would say. Continuing to hold the tube upright, unscrew the funnel from the tube and discard. Use the cap and seal the tube. Shake the tube for 5 seconds. Cap. Oh god, there's bubbles. I know it's my own saliva, but like, ew. I don't want whoever's handling it at the facility where they handle these to touch it, to be like, ew, he got spit on the outside of the tube. What is he, a dummy? And then shake the tube for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seal in the bag. You're nearly done. All right. Now, place the cap tube into the plastic bag containing the absorbent pad and seal the bag. Put it in. Pretty soon we're gonna know our results. And then this is gonna get just stuck back in the box, and then we're gonna ship it off. And then in a few weeks, I'll do another vlog and we'll have the results and we'll talk about them. So either I paid $100-ish to find out a bunch of information I already know, or I'm going to find some long lost family, and they can be the first ones to hear me say, you owe me $100. It's been interesting that how I've shifted from the last 3 years, from the last time I made one of those videos to the one I'm making now, and I'll probably make another one of these in 3-ish years. So me, 3 years in the future, what editing tips do you have for me that you would recommend based on the things you saw in this video that you did not like? That's what I want to know. I also have actually a bunch of other questions for my self 3 years from now. Quick 10. So these questions, answer them in 3 years. You have 3 years to think about it, okay? And if you don't have answers for it, then come on, man. You've had 3 years to think about it. Question number 1 for me in the future at age 38-ish. How's the channel doing? Still around? God, if I can hope so. And if not, then where the hell are you posting this? How you doing? Really? How is it? How's every little thing? How you doing? So, it's paying the bills. Right now, taking pictures of houses and streaming for the lovely folks. How much hair is left? I'm at 87% right now, I'd wager. Hopefully it's still hovering around that number, or it's gotten better. Finally, after 3 years, starting to take care of my hair. Look at this. Beautiful, and it's just soft. What do you think of me where I'm at right now? You know, hopefully I'm making some right choices, which leads into the next question. How stupid am I and I just don't realize it yet? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not very bright and 10 being kind of stupid. What do you think here's a meta one. What do you think the person 3 years from you ahead would think of me? Or you, for that matter, huh? Here's an easy question, I hope. What's for dinner? What you making? What you having? Ooh, here's a fun one for future me. What's the coolest thing that's happened to you that hasn't happened to me yet? Which I guess is just a fun way of phrasing what's the coolest thing to happen in the last 3 years. I don't know. Last question, and this is an important one. It's from the heart. Are there over 1,000 Pokemon yet? Because they're at like 890 something right now in 2021, and I bet you it's gonna be over 1,000 by then, or around then. I don't know. Hopefully Gen 9 is out by then. I hope there's a new Eevee. At least one. That's what I want. Come on, Nintendo. Anyway, this has been fun. Now, thanks to all that talking, I have a bunch of saliva again, but I'm gonna save my breath for next time. It's been fun. I hope you've gotten reacquainted with me. Tell me something interesting about yourself in the comments. I love getting to know all of you. I enjoy vlogging. This has been kind of like therapy, which I don't go to, but probably should. But thank you so much. I love you all. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.